Beauty Lifestyle Network is all about beauty your way. You know, a lot of times people want you to fit into a category of what they think beauty should be. They want you to have hair like this or skin like that or dress like this. We want to give you options and say, hey, for however you want to do your beauty, we're here to help you with that. We're here to serve you with that. And that is the best way to represent your authentic self. And that's what we really want to do. We want you to be authentically you. We want you to be proud of you. We want you to be accepting of you. And we want you to love yourself. And we want to let you know that we are here to help you on that journey. Well, welcome everybody to BLN Live on YouTube. We have a really cool show for you guys today. And we're going to be talking about, is social media changing the way we view beauty? And I think we got the perfect guest for that today. So today we got Dominique Doyle. She's a professional makeup artist for TV. And also we have TikTok beauty influencer. I don't know how to pronounce your handle, so say that for me.
it's you pronounce it nostalgia.
Nostalgia. You know what? I thought that. I knew that was right. I just didn't want to mess it up. Well, thank you, Nostalgia, for joining us today. And we also like to thank our supporters, Beautiful Brown Girls. They are one of the largest African American female social gathering organizations in the country, over 60,000 members. We also like to thank Central Media for helping us with the production, and also NAC Pro for also being great sponsors and just always had our back since our very beginning. So thank you to those guys for supporting us all this time. So I think we want to get right into it a little bit. So I guess I'm going to start off with, well, before we do that, let's kind of introduce yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We're going to start with Dominique, and then we'll go to Nostalgia.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Dominique Doyle. I am a professional makeup artist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been doing makeup professionally full time for the past 6 years. I work on a variety of different TV shows, to include Married to Medicine, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, R&B Divas, Sister Circle. The list goes on. And I also do makeup just for special occasions, weddings, branding shoots, wherever you need makeup, I'm here for it. And I'm really excited to be here on BLN today. So just me in a nutshell.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nostalgia, also known as Nëïshä Röchëllë. I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. I am a regular beauty makeup artist, also a special effects makeup artist. I didn't go to school for it, so I actually taught myself how to do makeup. I've been doing makeup for about, I want to say like 7 years now. And I've been, let me say, I've been more into like the Halloween look and everything like that. Like I usually do like beauty looks and everything like that, but I've been more into like Halloween looks, and I've been doing that for like years on end. And that's what I specialize in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we got a chance to take a little peek at some of your work. So I think you guys will be the perfect people to talk about what we have to talk about today. And let's kind of start off with Dominique. So
Right.
Dominique, so what is your opinion? Do you think social media is kind of changing the way we see beauty?
Oh, most definitely, especially with the filters that we have. I find myself, whenever I'm going live or whenever I'm doing a video, I got to put a filter on. And sometimes I feel really bad about doing that, because I'm like, oh, I need to show my true self. But you see everyone else have it, you want to make sure that you look. And we see that on television, we see that in social media. And so I think it adds pressure to be that way in real life, right? So back in the day, when it was okay just to put on a little bit of a chapstick and some mascara, now you feel like you have to have a full look in order to go out, going grocery shopping, going to hang out with friends. So there is a little bit more pressure because more people are wearing makeup, more people are aware of their look, especially their brand when it comes to their business, whether they're entrepreneur or even 9 to 5, or like everybody is representing a brand. And I think that's evident when, we include social media in everything that we do. So yes, it's a huge pressure. It's a huge pressure.
And how about for you, Nostalgia? What do you think? Say, since you're on the other end, because you're deep into, I guess, beauty and kind of how we present ourselves online and in social media, kind of. So I would love to hear your perspective on that.
Well, I think beauty has definitely changed throughout the years. As Dominique has said, it's definitely not as intense as it is now. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a show like Euphoria, like back in the day, nobody did all the little gemstones and things like that on their face and everything. And honestly, I love it because I believe that it's changing for the better. Everybody's being more artistic. Everybody's, kind of not afraid to like be themselves. And like, that's how I am. I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not afraid to be artistic. I'm down to try whatever, and I just love it because everybody is being more comfortable, like opening up and just like doing what they love and just being who they are. And that's how you should be at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that. So, no, I guess in particular, how do you guys, or do you ladies think it's actually changing the way we view it? Like, are we more accepting of people having non-conventional looks, or is it something are we changing our beauty just so we can fit into these boxes on social media platforms? What do you think? Let's start with you again, Nostalgia.
You know what? Honestly, I really can't. It's really like different for like each person. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I said, it has obviously changed for me in a very positive way because when I first started off makeup, I did not do good at all. Okay, and honestly, social media has helped me get into my creativity. You see somebody do something creative, you kind of want to do it like them too, but you kind of want to like add your own twist to it. And that's kind of like where my artistic side kind of kicks in. So I kind of like to take, it's like a puzzle piece. So I kind of like to take like a little bit of art from one, a little bit of art from one, a little bit of art from another thing, and then just kind of like put it all together and just kind of like create like my own thing. My mind is also very vivid. I have a very wild imagination. So sometimes whatever I think of in my imagination, I just kind of love to bring to life.
That's awesome. So, kind of tell me what's your thoughts on that, Dominique?
For me, it's a little bit of both, right? So there's positivity, of course, with everyone being creative and feeling more open and also accepting when it comes to presenting their creativity and how in whatever form that may be, right? And in other ways, in my world, working with my everyday clients, it can be a little negative in a way, only because they feel the pressure to now have to do it, even though that's not really who they are. So if that is who you are, you probably do feel more free to experiment and try new things, which is absolutely amazing. But if that's not who you are, then you feel the pressure to kind of, get to that point. Um, I think it was completely changed. And I love the different trends throughout the years. Like if you think about makeup 10, 20 years ago, it almost like certain trends repeats itself and then we have completely new trends. And so I think now we're in this phase of like, we're in the phase of like glitter and cut crease and like, heavy makeup. And now we're phasing into more of like a fresh natural look. Again, it depends on your style, but that's kind of sort of what we see because we look to editorial to kind of pave the way for those looks, right? So I love the freedom that people feel when it comes to makeup. I have clients now who get their makeup done just because they're signing their papers for their new home. So they're getting their makeup done to take pictures with their real estate agent, and that's cute. And now I see that I'm like, oh, well, I need to be all done up for everything that I do. So I think there's good pressures and there's also, not so good pressures that come along with it.
So you're saying basically, since everybody is on camera now, pretty much,
Yeah.
There's a platform for everyone. It's changed in the sense that there used to be off times, right? You know,
Yeah.
but now I don't even. I was about to say when you step out the house, but it's even while you're in the house, right?
It really is like you. It's important to remember, and I think like I never thought like this prior to being my own businesswoman or being an entrepreneur. Is that you are your brand and you're representing your brand every single time, right? That you put your face out there. So yes, you want to put your best face forward. You want to come looking professional. You want to come looking your best. That way you can feel your best. But I don't always want to wear makeup every single time I step out the house, but I feel the pressure and need to, or at least have a filter on my face. So it's just a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
So, in nostalgia, do you feel, seeing that you're so deeply involved, now that you got a following, do you feel like you're obligated to always kind of wear your makeup to the max when you're out in public?
Honestly, I used to feel like I used to like need it a lot, you know. So not a lot, but I used to like need it like to go out in public and whatnot. But I've really just learned to like appreciate like my natural facial features and just like face in general, you know. I very comfortable, like obviously doing my TikToks, like, you know, without makeup and everything. And I'm just kind of glad that I've learned to like love myself, like, and have just been more accepting and just like open to just like stepping out into the real world, like not having to worry about like what anyone thinks, you know, and just really not caring, you know, not having to like whether I, you know, like worry about like if I need to put makeup on or not, you know I look good either way. You know, you can't really like let people get to you. You can't really let like the outside world get to you. There's always gonna be somebody try to get you down. At the end of the day, you do whatever you want. You do whatever makes you happy. You know, if you want to wear makeup, you wear makeup. If you don't, then don't.
So, that's an interesting point that you made because now there's a whole movement in society in general. Is to kind of everybody do what you want to do, right? Whereas we kind of blown away all restrictions when it comes to beauty and self images. You know, Facebook is even working on the metaverse where the unreal is the real now. So,
Yeah.
kind of, is there a line to be drawn to say, maybe, you know, okay, let's put it like this. You know, back in the days, they say everything has a place and a time. Is that, does that still exist, or all that is gone now?
I mean, it kind of like applies to like what Dominique said because, as she said with like the trends and everything, you know, each time has like its like little popular area, you know, like she said that like some trends are coming and then they go. So that kind of like I feel like what fits into like what you're asking because they do. They come, they go. You know, people perfect it. They kind of do like their own little thing. That's kind of like the little puzzle piece thing that I was like telling you about that I do. So like you take like a little bit from like one trend, it gets popular, then dies down, then you bring it back, but then you add a little bit of something different, you know?
And I want to add too, I think social media plays a role, but also like who you decide to follow on social media, right? So if you are following a lot of reality TV stars, a lot of just influencers who that's their job to always be on, to always look a certain way. Some people do feel the pressure that that's the way that I need to look. I have people now that are they want to learn how to do makeup now because they want to be they want their presence to be more apparent on social media. So it's not just enough sometimes to show up plain face. It's like you have to know how to do something to your face now. The basics, at least, which I'm thankful for because hey, if anybody wants to take lessons, I'm more than happy to teach them, and I'm more than happy to do your makeup for a brand new shoot. But like Masada said, I think it's super important that you come in as your authentic self, and that you are not worried about what other people are thinking about you, but you're confident in your skin and not have to depend on the makeup.
Well, let me ask you ladies both. Now, to me, it seems like it seems like you're saying that some of this is just natural, cyclical. where it's trendy to do it like it was back in the past, heavy makeup. But what has kind of changed is the fact that you have these huge platforms where basically everyone can be a star, right? So if that's the case, if you're trying to be a big YouTube star or Instagram star or TikTok star, you know, you have to find ways to kind of separate yourself from those millions of other people who want to be stars, right? So in a sense, is that forcing the desire to want to be, I guess, a star? Is that forcing like different types of beauty standards on it? Because you were saying they're following stars. They follow people on reality TV shows and all this stuff. So is that like a major force of pushing the way we view beauty now? Or what do you think?
You're saying, is it a major force to
the force? I guess the new part of it is that people desire to be stars themselves, and they have platforms to become stars. Is that making beauty? But since you have to stand out, it's forcing beauty to be more maybe extreme.
I think it's forcing people to use their brand to market whatever it is that they're doing. So you have everybody online, from doctors to real estate agents, that are doing reels for their brand, for their company, right? So now they're realizing that they have to have a certain presence. Like, I have a doctor who is really popular on YouTube, really popular on TikTok, and also Instagram. And she's wanting to get her makeup done. She uses whenever I do her makeup, she makes sure she does reel at TikTok. She learns how to do her home makeup because she doesn't want to stand out and she doesn't want to look like a stiff doctor. She wants to look like she has personality. She's fun. So she does feel the pressure of always having to put makeup on in order to perform, her reels or TikToks, so there's pressure in that area. Yes, if you do want to stand out from your peers, you do want to come again looking your best all the time, right? So in that aspect, yes, there's pressure. For like the everyday person, I think it's more fun to play a character. And it's like, okay, well, I can dress up and put this makeup on, put these lashes on, try this new lip color, and be somebody else, or live my own reality TV show. So I think for me personally, when I get dressed up and I put my makeup on and do my reels, it's almost like I'm playing a character, and I enjoy that a lot. So again, it can go both ways.
So I have an interesting question for nostalgia. So nostalgia, what do you think? Do you think the trend could be where people take their TikTok and Instagram looks and actually wear them out in public as regular looks? Because now, you can be anything. Like you said, you could be your character. Why leave your character when you're off Instagram? Why not stay in your character? Not to say it'll be, more costumey, but what if it was more high fashion? What are your thoughts on that? Like, is that something you would do? Like,
listen, and whether it's high fashion or not, I would not mind walking out on the street looking like an alien. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind any of that at all. So to do something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be ashamed of that at all. Like, I would love to wear my makeup. Honestly, I would really love to wear a lot of the makeup looks that I do out in public. But it's like I said, like with the timing that I work at and everything, I usually get off work like super, super late. So then that means I usually get done with my looks like super, super late. Around like 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, even sometimes. And by the time I'm done, I'm always like tired and I gotta take it off and I'm so sad. But I'm at least happy that I got to push through and create looks for everybody, because that's all that matters, I always just try to please my followers and everybody. I always try to push out content for them and everything like that. But I do want to wear it in public though one day. I want to see the living shit out of somebody. So I really do. I don't mind that at all.
Wow. So just as a background, a lot of people don't realize how much effort it takes to kind of create these looks that you're creating. Kind of fill us in, give us some behind the scenes on it. Tell us how you do that and how long you think, and just all the work you put into it.
It is a lot of work. Like I said before, it's usually like honestly like a long part about creating like my looks is really the transitions and trying to get like the right ones and then trying to be like unique and everything like that. But you know what? All the time that I take to put into it, people love it. You know, like I said, I try to create it or make it into like a little show. So like whatever song it is, I try to do like a move to go with like that lyric. Like if they say drop, like drop. I just try to bring it to life. Like I'm very like on point with that, and I like to be precise. So when I do my makeup looks, I usually just use like the Meron palette. It's a water-based face paint palette. You can get it from Amazon for like $100. It's like my go-to palette. I use it for every single like crazy makeup look that I do. Shit's like fucking amazing, and oh my goodness.
So
I just
I know.
so when I do wait 1 second. So when I do my makeup, I forgot to tell you guys. So when I do my makeup though, to make it look all bloody and make it look like the skin is coming off my face, the secret is literally just cotton balls, some like facial glue, and then you take like some foundation that's like your skin color, and then you just take like some fake blood. Or you know what? If you don't have any fake blood, you can even take like some what do you call it, red eyeshadow, mush it up, add some oil, add it, I can't even improvise. I'm not even gonna lie, I have to I don't always have the money to buy like the expensive stuff and to do the whole shebang like how I want to. And then when I do my makeup looks a lot, I usually do just the face and everything like that. I'm trying and working slowly into getting like the whole like body thing, like I want to slowly start doing like the whole body transformations, not just like the face, I want to get into character, not just into face. You gotta get the character, you gotta get into full character,
Now, that's interesting that you say that because I think on your TikTok you had over 5 million people view your content. And a lot of those, maybe younger women. So, what kind of feedback are you getting from them in regards to how they want to do their face and how they're approaching their beauty?
I get a lot of feedback. I honestly sometimes I get a lot of people that they get mad when I do like my regular makeup. People have gotten used to me doing so many scary looks, and on my side of TikTok, it's always Halloween. It's always Halloween, 365. I'm always doing something scary. I'd really like to kind of like do looks like according to like the months too. Like, how like February's got Valentine's Day, so I'll try to do like a bunch of different Valentine's looks, whether they're scary or pretty. Like, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so I'm gonna be planning out a bunch of like nice green looks. I want to do like a scary, crazy like leprechaun look, like just stuff that you just don't see every day that you should see every day. You should see stuff like this. You should see people not being afraid of, being artistic and just releasing their inner artistic side.
Why do you ladies think that more people haven't jumped over to doing more, I guess, more unconventional makeup styles in public forums instead of saving it just for social media platforms? I know. Well, I'll let you ladies answer. Let's start with you, Dominique.
Well, for me, I don't even really enjoy doing the regular makeup on myself because it takes a lot of time. And I wanted to say, Nostalgia, I admire the fact. Well, first of all, I want to ask you, how many looks do you do in like one setting?
You talking about like in like one day or like in like 1 week?
One day.
Oh, in one day, I usually just do like one look, but I do like a bunch of like different transitions to like kind of like go with the look because the look is popping. You can't let the look go to waste. So I usually
Okay, so when you're passing the brush over, like you're just doing that after every look that you do. Like
yeah,
or even if it took a amount of like a week or so.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll do it like step by step. Like I'll do like a little bit of makeup and then stop it, then film, then do my makeup and then stop, and then sometimes I'll just have like my regular face. And then I just kind of usually, I really like I said, I usually take time to put it into my transitions and whatnot because that's what really builds up the suspense to like what look I'm gonna do next. Especially when it's to like a popular trend or popular sound or anything like that. People know that usually whenever they come on my page, they know to expect something scary or something just super, super bomb, super, super fire, you know. It's always just, you gotta expect the unexpected.
Yeah, it's definitely giving me that vibe. I think it is so dope. So I'm all for, when it comes to Halloween, I'm all for wearing my creative look out in public. I want to get all the looks, all the eyes, because I'm really gonna take my time doing my makeup that day. But
Yes.
on an
Or you
everyday
can hit me
basis,
up. I got you.
Okay, cool. Yes, for real. On an everyday basis, I'm just like, let me just thrive and live with just this mascara and this brow. Because that is essentially who I am. I'm not opposed to anybody else wanting to do something extra, something creative. I think that is dope. I think that portrays confidence, creativity, like just to go out there in public with it. I'll embrace it. But personally, for me, I'm gonna keep a low profile.
Well, I guess one of the major reasons probably they don't do it just because of the time. And like, how many hours did you say it takes for you to do one of those looks?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, it really just depends on like how artistic I want to be. Like the pinhead look that I did, that took like 9 hours to do.
Wow.
That's because I had to cut up Q-tips, hand paint them silver, then glue them to my head, and then the glue wasn't working out at first, so they were like flopping all over the place, so I had to like play around with the glue. There is just so much that I be having to do, y'all. I be trying to perfect my look for you guys. I promise you guys, I try to give you guys the full Thanksgiving dinner, okay? And I be putting my all. I put in my all. I put in my work. I put in my time, no matter how long it takes me, or no matter how long I know it's gonna take me, I still try to complete a look for you guys. I still always try to push through. I always do, and I always do every time.
Okay, so I don't think. Go ahead, Dominique.
I want to know, how did you get started doing the Halloween looks?
Honestly, I'm really not sure. It's because I think, you know what? I'm really a huge fan of like horror stuff.
Okay.
And I know that's like really popular on TikTok. Like I know horror stuff and like anime and whatnot is like really popular on TikTok. And I also want to be a special effects makeup artist. So like doing all that like bloody and gory stuff, which is weird because I can't stand the sight of blood at all. But when it comes to like Halloween and whatnot, carry me, pour all the blood. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all up for it.
Wow.
So I think what really just made me get into like horror and whatnot is just like horror movies and just like, I don't know, just like the scariness that it brings and how you can just be unique and scary. And you can be beautifully scary. You can be just scary as shit. You know, there's like so many different ways that you can be scary and portray it. And I love it. I love it. It's exciting to me. You know, I'm crazy. I'm very energetic and spunky, and I feel like I fit, you know, the profile of somebody who can do some really good scary looks and, you know, act it out because I got some big eyes. So I really love horror stuff. That's what really got me into horror is
awesome
horror movies.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
The amount of detail that you put into that in the hours is incredible. So I can see why you have all the views and deserve a lot more. So how often do you normally post?
How often? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I post like I think they say you're supposed to post like 4 to 5 times a day, but I usually post like 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
But I spread it out, you know. I spread it out because it's, you know, it will not like 8, 9, 10. That's a little bit dramatic, but I post a little bit. I post quite a bit, you know, just to keep like people's attention. I have a lot of like really great content too, you know. A lot of the stuff I do is like to sounds that are very, very popular. That's the key. I'm telling you guys, that's the key, is doing it to very, very popular sounds. Videos that you just see people do that have like a bunch of views, you know what I'm saying? Do transitions to that. That is a high key into getting a lot of views on TikTok and to getting noticed. Putting very little hashtags, believe it or not, helps you out sometimes. There's like so many like loopholes I didn't even know about at all. I learned all this stuff from TikTok itself. That's why I'm like, I love it. You guys are like Bill Nye the Science Guy up in here telling me stuff that I didn't know. it is a struggle though.
TikTok is
Sometimes I'm
dangerous.
not gonna lie, because TikTok doesn't appreciate a lot of my horror looks like they do on there, because they're very, very sensitive. So sometimes I have to be very careful with what I post when it comes to horror. Sometimes I can't post blood, and they're just very strict on a lot of horror things. And I really wish they were, because a lot of the stuff that I could have with like my horror costumes, they wouldn't approve of on TikTok. I just really think it would bring the whole look like to life. Props are everything.
Wow, that's pretty intense. So we get a lesson in social media
Algorithms and how to
algorithms,
post.
right? So
Yes.
that leads me to a question, slightly off topic, but so why did you pick TikTok as a platform versus Instagram or Facebook or YouTube even?
Well, that is a question I get asked a lot. The main reason is because I get a lot of support in the city that I'm from, but not as much support that I like should. I get very little like attention on Facebook versus when I actually post on like Instagram and TikTok. Like I instantly just like get people like noticing my work, and just like appreciating my work, versus like it's just kind of sucky sometimes, how like you just get more support from like the people who don't live near you versus like the people who are in your city and then hometown. And then, it's kind of like once you make it and everything, then everybody's like, hey, so you remember me? It's like, yeah, I remember you, but I'm not trying to take you with, because, everybody's got to start from the bottom, and you got a lot of people who just like kind of just like pop up out of nowhere. You got people who didn't believe in you, and now that they see you making it, now they want to like make it with you, so it's a roller coaster.
Now, do people start to recognize you, I guess, in your everyday life now? Or has your makeup just been so extreme they just don't know who you are?
Yes. Oh, it's so hilarious, because like I always switch my wigs up like so much. Like I have no problem telling anybody it's a wig. I'm like, it's a wig. Like, I don't care. But I have like a whole wardrobe full of like wigs. So literally like you could see like a different person like each time. But it is just like I said, it is just like very tricky on social media. I chose TikTok because they're better at pushing out like your content and everything. Like on TikTok, for some reason, I just feel like TikTokers on there, they're like a lot more like nicer, and like they're like more open and everything. They like love the vibes. They love the like content that I love. They like that crazy stuff. Like they're really not as judgmental on TikTok, like surprisingly. When I first got on there, I did not do any makeup. It was just like regular like funny videos. And then one day, like one of my goofy videos like went viral. And I'm like, oh, this seems fun. And then I just kind of like got into it, and I started practicing editing myself. And then once I actually did my first like full on like face paint look and everything, and saw that it went like viral, I was like, I need to do this all the time, all day, every day. And ever since then, it's been up. It's been up from on there.
Now, I noticed that you do a full, I would even say beyond full makeup look, but like what aspects of your makeup do people have the most reaction to? Is it I guess the skin, the different eyes, because you use a different contacts, your hair? Like what aspect do people kind of most comment about?
It's mainly, oh my goodness, it really is honestly, well, it's like mainly my contacts and my tooth gems. I have like these little tooth gems on my teeth. So I don't know if you can really see it through the camera, but I have that. I get a lot of questions about that. But it is really mainly like my contacts. I get so many questions on like where I get my contacts from. My contacts are literally like what brings my looks to life. It's my favorite thing, my favorite part. I love contacts. I love it, love it, love it. That's what I really get a lot of questions on. I swear I get so many questions on that. So
Yeah,
I
the
had to put it in my
context.
bio. Put it in my bio. So if anybody wants to know where my contacts are from, it is in my TikTok bio.
Yeah, the context seemed to bring a lot to the table.
It
So
Yes,
does.
they do.
I like the crazy different contacts, you know? I just feel like a lot of people are just so afraid to like step outside of their box. And I'm like, you know, like when I think of like yellow, I don't think of like, you know, do anything crazy. Like, you know, you only live one life. Be creative, you know? Don't be afraid to like post content, you know, that you think is gonna fail. Post whatever you want because you never know what somebody's gonna see, who's gonna see it, when they're gonna see it. And you could literally blow up. And that's how it started for me, you know. I started finally posting myself on just a bunch of different platforms to see like which one I got a better reaction from it. Honestly, TikTok won, Instagram is second, and Facebook is like, yeah, Facebook is third.
wow. So now that you hear something like that, Dominique, so you deal with TV people and also your average everyday person as a makeup professional. No, is there a lane to cross over what nostalgia does into the guess the people that you deal with on an everyday basis?
There is a whole other highway between that. Not just one lane. Let's try a few lanes.
Okay.
Yes, I always want to experiment more with makeup especially when it comes to the face painting. So I usually have that flexibility and the opportunity to do that during Halloween. And so every year I try to do a villain look. And I try to not do such a pretty look. Although last year I did do more of a pretty villain look. Not villain, but I I was like someone who just had too much plastic surgery. But I try to do something that is outside of my comfort zone, which is just the regular natural glam makeup, and do something that allows me to express my creativity more. And it's so challenging, just trying to figure out the different textures, the right type of glue to use, the different paints, like what's going to not crack. It's not, that's why when I look at your makeup, I'm just like, wow, 9 hours? That is absolutely amazing. That takes dedication. But it's so much fun to be in the moment creating. And then when you see the finished product, you're like, wow, I did that. Like that looks cute. And I'm always real super excited when the Halloween comes around. And I don't have to wait for Halloween, but I choose to wait for Halloween because that's when it's just really exciting and I can go out in public with it. And share
So
the look with
Yes.
everyone.
no, we see some of the stylists more extreme makeup, and I wish I had some of her. She has more subtle, but still with a little extra pop, like the one we have for the beginning of the live or for the promotion for the
Uh-huh.
show. No, just little eye accents, or maybe like she said, the contacts. Now, is something like that in an everyday situation? Is that applicable, possible to some of your even more adventurous clients? You think?
Not my
Like, what do you mean?
clientele.
Like, would I like tell them to wear contacts, or like, what do you mean?
Well, I was trying to say maybe people may not do you more your extreme looks, but you have some very subtle
Oh
looks that
yeah, I
still
do it all. I do it
have
all. They want
a
extreme.
lot of
They
pop
want
to
it not
them.
extreme.
So I was asking Dominique, would her clients probably maybe implement maybe some of one or two aspects of your look instead of maybe the total thing, maybe the different contacts, maybe some eye highlights, maybe the color. I know women wear color wigs now.
Well, I would say my clientele, they don't wear makeup at all. So when they come to me,
Oh,
it's like they only get makeup for special occasions. They haven't gotten their makeup done in over a year, and they always want to look like themselves. So my clientele, not so much. Maybe during like carnival season, they want to step out the box and they want to try something that's a little bit more creative. And then they'll involve paint or during Halloween. But typically, my clientele is going to want that natural glam look. Now, I will tell you this, from doing like character makeup, there are a lot of different tricks that you can apply to your everyday makeup, especially when it comes to contouring, when it comes to eyeshadow placement, when it even comes to like when I learned actually from a drag queen, like how to do a bomb wing eye. you know, and how to incorporate different products for different parts of your face. Like maybe eyeshadow can be used to contour, or your contour can be used for eyeshadow. So I think you can learn different tricks and tips that you can incorporate into your whatever look that you desire. But for the most part, my clientele is going to want that more like trendy, natural glam.
So I have a question for nostalgia, kind of in regards to that. Are you able to, when you do your makeup, how much are you borrowing from, I guess, traditional makeup tactics, and then kind of putting them on steroids? Like, what are some of the things you do? Maybe give me an example or two that you say, hey, people normally use it like this, but I use it differently to create your look.
Okay. It's like, it's not really like the way that I use it. It's like the little techniques that I do. When I used to do my makeup, like before I finally started appreciating my skin, I put on foundation, and I used to use a blow dryer to like dry my foundation, because whenever you like dry your foundation with like a blow dryer, it gives it like a porcelain look, like a more porcelain dollish look, and oh my god, it makes your skin like so flawless. If you don't have like setting powder, I will use baby powder, because not all the time, look, I'm telling you guys, I'll be having to improvise. So not all the time, when you don't have certain makeup, you can improvise. You could use like baby powder as like setting powder, you know. Sometimes if you don't have contour, you can use like a medium, dark, light brown eyeshadow, you know. There's so many ins and outs of like, there is no rules to makeup. There's no rules to makeup, you know. You set your own beauty standards, you know. You like your eyeliner way up here, by all means, wear it way up there, you know. There is no rules to makeup. There really isn't. It's art, you know. It's like a coloring book. Your face is a coloring book.
So, Dominic, have you noticed any trends that are maybe on the social media side that is starting to permeate on, I guess just the average everyday person side of makeup? You said the natural look, because I know you do a lot of natural looks. But have you seen
Yes,
some of
but
those
what I'm
trends?
lashes. Like lashes used to be something that people were a little bit afraid of. And it people used to just wear, you know, the tiny little lashes. But now I'm seeing like my clients who were afraid of lashes go for the big ones. And I think that's something that we see online a lot. You know, people selling lashes, wearing lashes, and it completely changes your look. Like it's a must for me. But yes, I think that trend is becoming way more popular, especially getting the semi-permanent lashes. Like that is definitely something that has taken like everybody, these women by storm, for sure. And also the brows. So making sure that your brows are manicured, not even just manicured, but microblading, really huge. And that is something. I mean, that's creating a look. That's creating a brow. Like that's tattooing in a sense, right? And you can be super creative with your brows once you get it microbladed. You can get it ombre, you can get the strokes, you can get it thick and black, you can get it whatever. So I think that's a trend as well that kind of transition into like reality.
Wow. So when you hear stuff like that, kind of, what are your thoughts on that nostalgia?
I love it. Honestly, like nowadays I've been seeing like with like the eyelashes, like there's so many different types of like eyelashes. Like you can get colors in your eyelashes, you can get glitter in your eyelashes. I'm like, what? Where was like everybody is just coming up with like everything nowadays, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it because it's a thing, you know. It's just something that you don't see every day, and it's not boring. Nobody wants somebody, you know, who's boring. You got to be out of the box, and I love it. You know, I see people like matching their eyebrows with their eyeshadow, with their eyelashes, having red, red, red. You know, you don't see that too often, and I love it. I love it. I love
That's
the creativity. I love the out of the box things that people are coming up with nowadays. I think it's awesome.
so to me, just as an observer, it kind of looks like you're on a cutting edge of what makeup could possibly be down the road, right? You know, maybe someone does a what do they call it, Fashion Week in New York. Maybe they start using more extreme makeup. Next thing you know, women are outside wearing, starting their journey towards where you're at now.
Mm-hmm. I would love it. I would love to be a trendsetter.
Yeah, I think you may be.
I'm trying to.
And even with your looks, like
something in this little dumb from a very small town, so it's very hard here. You know, everybody knows everybody out here, so I'm trying to do something. You know.
What were you about to say, Dominique?
I really thank you so much again for even having me here today. Like, it truly is a blessing.
Well, we thank you for being part of it.
Of course.
Yes. I was saying, like, even with your looks, with, I call them like halo eyes, that's something that somebody might see and they're like, you might have had it as a character look, but then they're like, oh, I want that type of eye for my wedding look. They might not want the entire face, but those eyes, they're like, I want that eye. And I think that's something that can definitely transition in your looks to like reality, are the eyes. Mm-hmm. The eyes are always popping, and people love that type of look when it comes to like, a special photo shoot, special occasion, things of that nature. So that's definitely something that could translate.
Yes, I love it because you usually, and it's really great because me and you know how to like spread our makeup like very, very wide. Like, I wear like extra like bold makeup and big eyelashes and everything, but I also know how to do very like natural subtle makeup. You know how to you wear yours very nice and natural and subtle and bomb as shit, and you know how to be bold and bad girl. And I love that you know how to like channel those inner sides, and I love it. Me and you are some.
I was just telling my clients
something.
Huh? I was just telling some clients the other day. I was teaching a workshop, and one of them asked, how do you change up your makeup look? Like, how do you, not get stuck in that same look over and over again? And one of my tips is to imagine different characters and go for a look that fits that character. And it doesn't have to be super extreme, but it's like I have 4 different looks. One is like the girl next door. So whatever that means to you, it could be really pink, peachy, like really cute, pristine, perfect kind of look. I have the bohem chic, which is like more a bold look. Then I have like a glamazon look, like a red carpet look. So it's very, very glam. So I tell them to like create different characters and choose like who do you want to be this today, and what does that person look like? And that person could be someone that has like, a purple lip, versus the next day you want to be a little bit more subtle and the girl next door type of look. So I think that is something that we can definitely take as well from how you do your makeup, because you obviously portray different characters, and then really kind of build our own look based on that.
Wow. So, I do have a question though. Why do you think women are afraid to just be more bold outside with their makeup? Because they do it with their hair, people do it with their clothes, and people even do it with their gender now, right? So you could just be a totally different gender. So why the hesitation with makeup to just really go out there and be a character you want to be?
Can I say something?
Go. Go ahead.
Because a lot of people don't know how to.
Oh.
Like, people don't know. We don't know how to do our makeup like nostalgia, so we don't want to go out there looking, busted. If we did, then maybe we'd go out there more often with those bomb eye looks. But people are struggling to do their brows, so they pretty much either leave it up to the professional, or they're just going to do them. So I think that is one of the top 3 reasons why we don't, because we probably can't.
So even in the age
of society.
Like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe is it the society, the way we view beauty, still impact how women or what women wear, or what people wear outside? You would think not, considering, but it seems like there's still a social stigma, maybe, if you go too far, right? Or what is too far, in quotes, right?
Yeah, because then it's just like, oh, is she going to a conference, or is she a dancer, or it's just there's just a lot of misconceptions that could come along with it that people just don't want to associate with. But and then people probably look at you funny. To be honest, if you go to Target with a full character face, people are gonna be a little scared, and they might actually call the authorities on you. So yes, I think society has a big part to do with why women don't go out, with character makeup on. It's like you said, there's a time and it's probably a place for it. Unfortunately, like people are not going to be as accepting just going down the street with it. But it's so funny because if the Donkey Kong is going on, or another conference is going on, and I see women dressed up, I'm like, oh wow, that is amazing. But if they're just like that in the grocery store, it's gonna be like, that's weird. What are they doing? So I guess it does depend on the location, the time and the location.
Maybe it's a evolution as well, because there are certain things that used to be not acceptable, but now it's
True.
acceptable to do, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of people just getting to a point where, like, I really don't care, or someone of influence says this is okay, or they do it in a way to just make it awesome.
If more people did it, if more people did their makeup like that and actually videotape themselves going into Kroger, or I'm sorry, Kroger's in Atlanta here. Or going to Target or any mall or anything, and they videotape themselves and post on social media, I promise you, other people will do it.
So is that a challenge?
No, not for me, but yes, it's a challenge for you.
Did you just challenge the audience? Maybe we should start with our.
Makeup and go out.
I know. So, nostalgia, is that something you would do? I mean, you spent 9 hours with your look. Would you go into a department store or just an everyday place with your makeup like that?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So see, I'm bold. I don't care what people think. I really don't care. But that's also because, like, a lot of the time, like, I really get a lot of positive response and a lot of feedback. Surprisingly, like, a lot of people seem to think that my makeup is like super super cool. Even working at a gas station, some nights when I do like certain looks, I'll like halfway leave it on, like halfway leave like certain parts on, and I'll still go to work with like looking all crazy, and I'll get a bunch of like positive comments, and compliments, and people are like, yeah, I like what you're doing there, and like, that's different, it's unique, you're being yourself, you're just doing what you want to do, because I mean,
and that's
what else
because
can
you're
you
so
do?
great at it. You're dope at it.
Thank you.
And you
Thank
have the
you.
personality to go along with it too. So you can truly tell that that's your authentic self.
I'm literally like this all the time. I'm like a bubbly mess. That's why I'm like, my thing is, my goal is to be like, whenever people come to my TikTok page, I kind of want it to be like they're walking into like Alice in Wonderland, like you guys are getting ready, going down the rabbit hole. When you get down the rabbit hole, you might not come back up.
Actually, so you have accomplished that.
Yeah, I think
like
you're.
I'm trying to accomplish it even more. You guys have no idea. I have so many requests now for like so many different looks. It's like outrageous and crazy. I even posted a thing like where I have my followers try to draw like makeup eye looks for me, and then I'll try to recreate like the makeup eye looks and whatnot, which is actually the little cover picture that in the little I don't know if it's like in the little thumbnail or not, but that is actually one of the looks that somebody had drew for me and I created.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. So you were able to just come up with these characters. Like, what is the inspiration for your characters? Because we see one of your videos, you in several characters. Like, what's the inspiration behind those?
It's kind of like, I'm not really sure. It's like, okay, I go like based off of like whatever's in my mind in the moment, like I said. So like if I want to do like something certain, like a certain character, I'll go and look up like, I'll go on Google and I'll look up like a couple of like ideas, just so I can at least get like a rough draft of like what I want to do. And then I'll just kind of like add my own thing, because like I don't want to copy like anyone else's work. So I always try to like add like my own twist to it. And it's always something scary or just something different and out of the box. that's kind of like what you do with it, you know. You gotta take a little bit and then just kind of create your own castle, you know. You build your own castle from like 1 grain of sand.
Wow. Yeah, you do such a good job of that. And
Thank you.
yeah, we're really proud of you and doing your thing and being creative and inspiring people. You know, it's okay to step out the box. And
Thank you.
if we all follow you and don't be afraid to be ourselves, you know, I think we'll be inspiration to other people to reach their highest level. So I'd like to give you a clap for doing your thing. And we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you a clap too, Dominique, because you're doing your shit over there too, girl.
Yeah, of course, Dominique is bad. For anybody who haven't checked out Dominique's work, make sure you go to her Instagram account. You'll see some really hot looks. And speaking of which, we got a few minutes left, but before we do, I want you ladies to kind of give a little shout out to yourselves and tell people how they can reach out to you. And we're going to start with you, Dominique.
Yes, you guys can reach out to me on my Instagram at SoShavon. You can also visit my website at www.soshavon.com. I have a online beauty store, actually, where I sell some beauty products to help with your what I call beauty rituals. So it's not necessarily actual like foundation or makeup, but it's beauty tools that you can add into your beauty rituals. So I have a facial steam that I custom make myself. I have a lip scrub, eyelash serum, a makeup eraser remover, and also my favorite, which is the vibrating jade roller. So all these things you can do during self-care when you just want to pamper yourself, take care of your skin, and anything just to enhance or create your beauty ritual. But yeah, other than that, DM me. My email and my phone number is actually on my IG, so hit me up, and I'll be more than happy to serve with you.
Hey everybody, it's Nëïshä here, also known as Nostalgia, which is also my Instagram name. It is NYXSTOLGIA. That is my Instagram, and my TikTok name is also Nostalgia with an extra A at the end. Make sure you guys follow me on there, mainly TikTok, because I post a lot. I post content daily, so make sure you guys follow me on there, and I will keep you guys posted because I'll be posting a lot now, okay?
And she says she posts several times a day, so you guys got a bunch of content.
I'm going to take those tips. I'm going to have to take those tips.
What happened?
I said I'm going to have to take those tips because I'm like, I thought I was doing good with once or twice a day or every other day. So now that I'm hearing about 5-8 times a day, I'm like, whoa.
Girl, when I tell you, it is literally like an algorithm. Like, when I tell you, it is like, even like certain times. Like, if you post at certain times, that even matters. You know what I'm saying? Usually I get like the best results. Like, when I post around like, in between like 8 to 10 o'clock. But like, even 7 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Like, in between like then, like, it really just like matters on like timing and everything, you know?
So I'm
like,
posting as soon as we finish this, I'm posting.
Yes, post. Listen, that's good. You have a business. You should post, you know? Like, oh my goodness. I gotta follow you on TikTok. I gotta show you like all the good sounds, all the popular stuff. We go get each other right. I got you.
I get it. It's the pressure. I feel like I have to do reels now. I have to do, you know, my stories. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm doing the work. I feel like I have to show it, obviously, but it's just like the reels.
And you know what?
It's like a whole other job.
You could easily do transitions. Like, you could easily just simply, if it's even like stopping the camera and whatnot, you know, like just for starters, if you know how to do transitions like that, even just you posting, you just like doing makeup, your own makeup, like little tutorials and whatnot. Girl, that will blow up. People love stuff like that. People love like when you eat in front of the camera, ASMR stuff, you know.
Listen, you are my inspiration. I'm going to remember you when next time I do my reel, and I'm gonna be like, look, Dominique. Well, Nostalgia did it. Look at these transitions she did. You can do something.
Well, we may be seeing a little bit more of Nostalgia on BLN, so we'll work something out.
Yes, we will. We got to.
If you want to learn how to be a social media superstar and build your thing from scratch and some tips, we may have something for you. So stay tuned.
That's a whole class workshop right there.
I know, right? So guys, make sure you join BLN BeautyLifestyleNetwork.com. Follow us on our email list. Find out what we have coming up next. We do these discussions on different topics just about every Sunday. I think we're going to skip next Sunday possibly. But if we don't, you join the email, we'll notify you and let you know. So check us out. Follow us on our different social medias at Beauty Lifestyle Network. And again, we'd like to thank our wonderful panelists for joining us today, Dominique Doyle and Nostalgia, for making this happen today and giving us a really cool conversation and some insight. I think it's pretty unique. We got Instagram star, and we have a TV makeup artist together in the house, kind of give you a couple of different perspectives. And I think what we've learned is it's okay to get out there and get your own look, even if you don't want to go all the way. There's pieces you can take from it, and to increase your beauty regimen.
And it's like don't feel the pressure to have it or to not have it. Just do you.
Right.
Just
do you.
What she said. Do not be afraid to be different. Be bold. If you want to go out looking like an alien, go out looking like you just came from Saturn, okay?
And on that note,
I'm telling you, you guys only got one life to live. You guys better do something with it.
I think that's the best way to get out of here. You only got one life to live.
Okay.
And thank you again, ladies. And thank you guys for checking us out and being a part of it. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having us.